I didn't realize that. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Um, Interesting conversation, interesting thought that came to mind. As you can see by the title, it's saying, is it that difficult? Is it that hard to get along with each other? And for me, I don't see the problem. I'm trying to figure out the problem. And I don't know what's going on. Because ultimately, it shouldn't be a big deal. It really shouldn't. Because at some point, we got to take into consideration that whatever we're doing, it's not really working in a proper way. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a problem. And I think ultimately, things are going to get worse if we don't figure out how to get along with each other. And to me, I don't even see the problem with why we can't. Now, one of the things, what's happening, Manny? One of the things that catch me slipping about this is family values. It shouldn't be that hard to get along with each other because of family. We got families, we got family values, and a lot of times we blame all the negative things on family. We blame family for having us being scarred and all this, that, and the third. I didn't even know. I just got on my computer and I looked up. Oh, Shay and Nala on right now too. So my bad. My bad. But anyway, I like their videos if you go over there and come back or whatever. But here's the thing. So with the family values, if your family was functional, and most we say our families were dysfunctional, but we had a lot of functional people in our families. And the difference is we can get along with our family, whether they're functional or dysfunctional, but then when we get out to society, we can't get along with each other. That don't make sense to me. You know, your family might have did something good to you or bad to you, but you can at least be cordial for the holidays. Real Olivia Pope, what's going on? You can at least be good to them people. You can at least be cordial with those people. But when we dealing with each other as a group, it's hard to get along. Now, the one thing I know family won't let you do is bring your problems and yeah, yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. I was reading. I got you the same, man. I got what you're saying. But it's funny because now you're dealing with the scenario where at the end of the day, you can't really be real with yourself because you're not being real with your family. Or you wasn't being real with your family in your family situation. And what I mean by that is we only talking about the bad stuff. We're not talking about our parents' good qualities, how our parents looked out for us. We're not talking about how uncles and aunts did right by us. We're not talking about how our grandparents did right by us. And then I got cussed at, I got a whipping, such and such was drinking or such and such smoked and since we have all of these things that we cling to that are negative, when we meet people, we expect the negative part. But we forget about all the positive stuff that was done. You know, everybody didn't have a bad childhood. And I would say that most of us didn't have a bad childhood. Because even if you grew up poor or lacking, a lot of us didn't even know we was poor until we got older. So that should say something about at least the financial part of it. A lot of us didn't realize what it was as far as our living situation until we were adults. Or we was in high school and that was when people started, the teasing actually hit home like, oh, it's not just jokes no more. You making fun of me because, your family actually has more than mine. That type of stuff. But here's the thing. Can we, is it that hard to get along? I don't think so. I don't think it's that hard to get along. I think we're making it harder. And sometimes, I get comments and stuff. Most of my comments are positive. And every now and then somebody is not, I don't worry about negative, what is that? constructive criticism. But when somebody is just pushing the envelope just to see to get a negative reaction, I know how you get down. And sometimes, me personally, I can be an agreeable person, and that's why. And people think, people think a person like me I can get along with everybody. That's not a big deal for me, for one reason. I moved around a lot. See, when I say I was born in the city, I was born in the South, and I grew up in the South, the East, and the Midwest. I didn't grow up on the West, but I grew up in three different regions of America. So guess what? I learned that, you know, things are different in different areas. It's not just the accent is different. It's not just the feeling of the city is different. It's not just the architecture is different. The way people interact is different. The terms of respect and disrespect is different. The terms of response is different. So you start learning like, okay, this part is universal. This part is just regional, right? And a lot of people, when a lot of us are hometown people, we grew up in one area, grew up in one city, and we stayed in that city our whole lives, or we grew up in one place and then we moved to another. It's that adjustment period. I don't necessarily have that adjustment period. And this happens when you meet people. Ironically, people don't understand this. This is why. What's up, Garcelle? Epic, what's happening? Look like a pyro. Come on, blood. You know, but that's what winds up happening is because I moved around a lot, I could get along with people from different places. And this is part of the thing when we get along as people. A lot of the adjustment is getting to know a new person who's not from an area like yours. What's happening, Anthony Armstrong? They have a different upbringing. They have a different experience in life. They have a different regional experience. I remember TD Hutch, what's happening? I remember when the L.A. riots happened. I had family that's from and live in Compton, right? But I didn't know that until after the riots because they came to Chicago, and they was telling me all the stuff and whatnot. And I wasn't even a teenager yet. I was like a preteen, and we had things in common, but they were completely different. Oh yeah, I get that, honey. But they are completely different. But we had understanding because we were family, but because they were absolutely. Yeah, I got friends from New York. I ran into that when I was in college, bumping into cats from New York. But that's the same thing that I would have even there because people view people differently. You from the South, somebody's from the North, or you from the North. You want to be a city like he's called up North people, city slickers. Down South people are slow. Midwest people in the middle. What's up, George Frazier? The West Coast people, they were proper. Like everybody, like they because of the accents. The Southern drawl was one thing. The Midwest kind of slow, dead, comes off as dead kind of vibe. Oh man, hey man, I got R&B playing. You know that, Mike. The East Coast, their style and aggression is different, and West Coast, they sound laid back and proper, but they hood in the muff. But I don't think people get it, and I'm saying this why it shouldn't be that hard to get along, but we never actually are open to each other's experience, which becomes the problem. you know. So that's what's popping to me, at least. That's one of the issues that's going on. Is because even when we're talking about meeting people, and that was part of my college experience, where they had different crews from different areas. Because anybody who knows, like I guess college, military, trade school, whatever, you're gonna wind up the people from the same region are gonna click together. The Florida boys gonna be with each other. The New York cats gonna be with each other. Or the DMV cats gonna be with each other. The Chicago cats gonna be with each other. The LA cats gonna be with each other. And even for that experience, that was when everybody would dip slowly out of their comfort zone. We would listen to each other's different music. And we make fun of each other at first, and then we get into it. We're like, "That's dope. I like that." You know, I like that. And it's like, okay, and then the different dress codes, the different cultures, the different experiences that one person had with the next. Because what winds up happening is people act like everything is a movie. My friends who grew up in L.A. got crazy questions. They're like, yeah, this is true, that's not true. New York, this is true, this is not true. The South, because everybody was in the South, they started realizing, okay, this is not, this is not, uh, uh, this is TV, movies, and this is real life. Like I remember when I graduated high school in Chicago, me and my best friend was supposed to go to college together. The plan was go to Tennessee State. One of us got in, one of us didn't. What's happening, Raiders? One of us got in, one of us didn't. So I wound up going to Southern. He wound up staying in in Chicago. But he used to always say, "Man, I ain't go." He would go to Tennessee because it was closer to Chicago than because I was going to Southern. Like if we ain't getting to Tennessee State, I was going to Southern. And I was like, Southern was actually the first choice. But he was like, the Klan down there. But he knew I was born in New Orleans. But when he used to say the Klan down there, I'd be looking at him like you crazy. Like, the Klan? Yeah, the Klan is in the South, but you think you really gonna be running into the Klan? Okay. Like, bro, you ain't gonna be running into the Klan. But it was because we came up differently. Like now he's older. Yeah, man, the Klan. Like now, when I went to Chicago a few months back, he was like, he thought about moving down south. His brother's actually in Dallas. What's up, Third Ward? He said his brother's in Dallas, and his brother's like, eventually eventually he gonna slide down, and I'm like, probably so, and I think that's always what's going on. Yeah, I'm off from work, federal holiday. But the thing about it is, this goes into something else, finance. A lot of us are finding a way not to get along by finances. Somebody has more money than the other person, so they don't get along. You were raised, you got friends and family and even people you meet. Some people were raised in the hood, some people were raised in the burbs, and that becomes an issue, right? And you wind up finding these things. Man, I don't know what you talking about, Third One. I ain't got nothing for you, player. I don't know what you talking about. And take your wrench for the day. You keep playing with me. But I got friends. We used to be jealous. When I was in college, cats. Some families, cats can afford. They got cars and apartments. Dizzy, what's happening? What's good, man? Some of these guys and men and girls, guys and girls, men and women, young men and women had cars and apartments, nice cars when we was in college. I was like, man, that's messed up. Phil Brizzo, thank you, fam. Legend, what's good? You know, it's happening. Oh, snap. Real Dana. Uh, I ain't no Cowboys fan. I hate the Cowboys. I'm glad about that, Dana. And we taking donations to get Dana a man that can make her organized. We still doing that, Dana. He got to be organized and his Viagra got to work. Yeah, man. I feel you on that. You know, oh man, everybody cool, legend. Yeah, it's all. It ain't that serious. Taco, what's happening? My bad. Back to what I was saying about the thing. BTM was popping. That at the end of the day, matter of fact, cause she good people, and your ass too. And there you go. And Garcelle, I'm gonna give you a wrench, but I'm about to take it away because of that cowboy comment. Anyway, But a lot of our friends had these situations where I remember everybody, Rollo, damn, you came in here with that too? Shit. I ain't talking about that, Rollo. I ain't got nothing for you today. You see this? Hey, I'm a troll. I troll my friends on sports all the time, so I got to get it back. It is what it is. Uh, so now when people come up different like that, Ever, what's that? People don't realize the animosity people have financially. Damn, your parents well off. My parents not. Oh, you know what? Stay with that joint too. Stay with that joint. What wind up happening is, I remember guys. How can I say this? I remember one time a guy. Oh, you got it, Dana. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. We still gonna find you a man that can organize your life, though. We gonna do that for you. We gonna do. Oh yeah, yeah. This is fair. Everybody get a wrench. Everybody can snipe each other. That's what this is about. It's an equal shootout. Everybody shooting. Now, uh-oh. Yeah, yeah, legend. Now what wound up happening is, oh, good, man. O'Shea always going in. O'Shea, yeah, you know that's my guy, man. That's the dude. But no, hold on. Let me get part of this topic and whatnot. No problem, fam. No problem, Rollo. It's all good. So when it comes to money, guess what? Done. All right, Epic, done. Now, what winds up happening is people are insecure by their upbringing, and some people's family don't rock with other people because of what? You came up from the wrong side of the tracks, or some people don't rock with other people. I'm glad. Let him do his thing. Y'all know O'Shea be getting it in. One of the kings of this shit. What winds up happening is, now if you dating, you might not be able to get along with somebody because your family is better than this family. Oh my God! Oh, what's happening? Now your family don't get along with this family, or the insecurity of this family's well off and that family's not. I remember when I was younger, when my older cousin got to the NFL, tried to, one of his aunts wanted to hook up with my older cousin, and I called his mom in the hallway talking about, try to get pregnant by him to stick him with a baby to make the family come up. That type of stuff happens too. This is part of the reason why, some of us can get along and then we can't get along. That's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Finances become a problem. And reason finances become a problem because some people just want money just to have money, and without the effort that it took to get the money. And sometimes we don't want to say, some people actually did right by their family and they raised their family properly. So this is why they're in a better position than some of us are. We don't want to talk about that part. It ain't. Sometimes it wasn't just this person started a business. Sometimes this person just had a regular job and did right with their money and did right by their family. And they retired and they were paid. They made good decisions. And because some of us didn't make good decisions, it is what it is. Jermaine, what's popping? What's up, son? What's happening? Yeah, people do turn to crime because of stuff like that. But I don't think it's a good idea to turn to crime because of money. Because I grew up without money, and I grew up in neighborhoods where my friends was, a lot of them, not all of them, was in the streets. SW1, hey, they was in the streets. But crime will get you. You need a sandwich? you off the chain. Hold up, Dizzy. I'm gonna get you too. I'm gonna get you too, dog. Hold up. Which becomes a problem because at the end of the day, now I'm gonna stop giving out so many damn wrenches because then it'd be crazy. Anyway, what winds up happening is now we in these situations where you never thought about it as a kid, but as an adult, it comes to pass that, guess what? I can't rock with certain people. because of, how can I say this? Because I don't trust their family. I might like them, but I don't like their family because their family can scheme. So now we can't get along not because of each other, but because of who you came up with. You got it, SW1. Now the other thing, what comes into play is where we going. See, some of us not getting along because we don't know where we going. The confusion probably ain't even we can't work together or we not cool people. It's just we don't have a direction. You know, I remember, in the shy, they have the gang lit, you know, and some gangs are, if y'all know what that mean, I ain't gonna worry about it, you know. But what winds up happening is they have an agenda. They have a direction. They have goals. Even though, when I play sports, the team has a goal. We're trying to win, right? So everything we doing is in reference to win. Exactly, absolutely. So we wind up getting together. We're not getting along because, you know, I can't. I don't. We're not going in the same direction because we both are not saying where we're going. And then people are scared because part of financial thing and a family thing, you know, woo, to pay 800K for a Disney trip. I don't think it take, hey, what up with it, KD? What's up? 8,000. Y'all gonna be there what? How long are y'all gonna be there? A month? That don't sound right. That just don't sound right. I mean that's too much. Unless y'all coming from out of the country or something. Like people coming from a different place. But that don't sound right. And I gotta do my dog. I gotta do my dog, cause Anyway. Now, the other thing about that is, since we don't have a direction and an agenda, oh hell no. Hell no. For a week, that's too much. That's way too much. Hell no. I mean, two, I could see. Two, I could see. I don't mean to be cold, man, because I went to Universal Studios with my son and my mom some years back. So I can see you're gonna have a pack. You might have a pass for each day. You can buy a week package, which might be $300 to $500. An extra 100. If you want the travel fast pass. But if you go on multiple days, you can go to one part one day, one part the next day, one part the next day, one part the next day. So, if you buy it a week, you good. You know what I'm saying? Unless it rains. But no, the hotel is, oh, so they resorts and all the other stuff. Okay. But just the Disney? No. No. You can Ernest, you can easily pay it, but it ain't, it ain't really going to Disney ain't that like you ain't gotta spend that much. Not that much. That's just over the top. You want all the bells and whistles. I'm not a fan of that, unfortunately, because even when you pay for all the bells and whistles, you might not have the time to actually do all of them. That's just the part about the thing. Go to Universal Studios then. Go to Universal Studios. Yeah, I feel you, Ernest. Now, the thing about no direction is part of the problem. Because when we don't have a direction, we ain't going nowhere. And there's no trust because there's no direction. You get what I'm saying? T-Ray K, what's popping? Yeah, I feel like the 2,500, I can see that. So I can see that part. But the other thing, because you got to include the trip, include the flight. I forgot about that part. But if we not going nowhere, man, what we doing? We not getting along because we bumping heads. Same thing if we came to a goal and had a team, we bumping heads. If we ain't trying to win, we bumping heads. So if we don't have a unified goal, we're gonna just go back and forth bumping heads. Just bumping heads because nothing's getting done. We're not going around the goal properly. Now we could lose if we all in together. You know what I'm saying? Well, what's popping? We could, if we all in together, we could, and we doing what we feels like is gonna win us something. We gonna win. I mean, we'll lose. We could take that, but at the same time, guess what's up? When you flip that around and we win it, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Go to Candyland. God, shut up. Prometheus, what's good? Now the other thing, one of the reasons I think we don't get along, politics. I think because we have different politics. It ain't just Democrat, Republican. It ain't just conservative, liberal. You know what I'm saying? There's all these other factions, neoliberalism, and even Tea Party, and moderate conservative and right wing. Like all that stuff means you might not be able to be on the same page because one person is here and one person is here. You get what I'm saying? And another person might be here. So that's why sometimes people say, things you don't talk about is politics and religion. Because it's an explosive debate because nobody knows. And a lot of people don't want to admit that, the vast majority of black people are conservative and traditional. But he did what? Actually created a pothole to fill it in. Ah, man. You know what? I early voted, so shit. I'll figure out what happened later. It did. We kind of think on the same page though. I didn't even because I saw the thing live when I was in here. Jermaine, thanks, man. I saw the live thing when I was in here, so we kind of think on the same page. We only get along when racial shit happens. Yeah, that does happen, Kay. That does happen, dog. But politically, it's like everybody has a different agenda. The men and the women have a different agenda. What affects the children and education has a different agenda. What affects the family dynamic as far as business and politics and capitalism has a different agenda. When it comes to what we feel like the government owes us, it's a different agenda. And because we got all these different political... Oh, Megan, what's popping, man? Yeah. I don't think it's hard either, but I'm just saying it's a lot of this stuff getting in the way, man. Because I think it's really easy to get along. Mr. E, what's good? But a lot of times it's all of these agendas. Because what I was thinking about recently, it wasn't politics, but another part of this was this little situation with Alicia Keys and her son, in painting his fingernails and him saying he don't want to do it because, people wouldn't like it. And that's an agenda. Because you don't take your kid, you don't take a 4-year-old boy to a nail salon and get his nails painted. That's just not that's just something that you don't do. You know what I'm saying? That's like taking your 4-year-old daughter to the barber shop and getting her a fade. This is the type of stuff that makes no sense. And we don't want to talk about it and this was cause us not to get along. Because you don't do that. If you're gonna take your kid to get their nail to the nail shop, you get your nails done, not his nails done. They don't go together. You know what I'm saying? But it's an agenda. Same thing when it comes to parenting and even co-parenting. I was actually on a phone call today with my son's mother with the school because they gonna put him in advanced classes, and he's trying to fight it, but I'm trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But my son's mother has this thing where she wants to be the mother dynamic. I'm the mother, so everything needs to go through me and blah, 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 blah. I was like, but you got a son. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to raise a boy to be a man, but you think everything goes through you. Because the agenda that mom's the most important. It's like, okay, but when she fails miserably, she wants to hide that. She wants to hide all the failures, and then, I find out on the back end, and I'm like, yeah, I know. I figured that out a while back. Yeah, but my son is one of them kids where he needs to be challenged, and he really does. Exactly, Devo. Then ask for help. Uh, then ask for help. Oh, you supposed to do that. No, 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 no. You fucking up. I tried to tell you this already. You know, we fall into separation and they capitalize. Yeah, and this is why I'm actually really talking about it because it shouldn't be this hard to get along, but all of this bullshit gets in the way. You know, yeah, yeah. No, he wants to play sports and he wants to be an engineer. And I already told him if you want to play sports and be an engineer, here's the thing: you might as well get ahead academically. That way, the older you get, the better you get at sports. If you really want to play sports, you can actually focus by the time you're in college on sports for like a year because you could graduate early. That's what I told him. I said if that's the case, and I said if you graduate early and you still playing sports, you can actually jump into. He doesn't know which kind of engineer yet, because he's been messing with a lot of different things in STEM. He's real good at math, so that part I'm gonna figure that out. All right, Prometheus, man, take it. Matter of fact, hold up, fam. Got you. You're a moderator too. Take care, man. So that part, I was like putting him on that path of that part. So, but the agendas are always different, and because the agendas are different, and you wanna, you know, you got it, man. And because the agendas are always different, duh. KD, you off the chain. Because the agendas wind up being different, you can't get along. Because somebody wants to do this, and then but somebody wants somebody to come in to fix it. And then we have a problem with that, which in my opinion is stupid. Just in my opinion is stupid. But that's one of the problems. Now the other thing, I think because of all these agendas and the narratives and the politics, I think it shouldn't be that hard to get along, but for one major reason, it's compromise. Nobody wants to give an inch. You don't want to open up and be vulnerable to a person, so you don't want to give an inch. You don't want to do something for somebody because then that means you're doing something for another person. You don't want to make a sacrifice because you don't think you're gonna get nothing out of it. So you don't want to give an inch. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens after that? It's actually a group that believes less is best for the humanity, and yet they won't. Oh, what's up, Mike? What's happening, fam? You know, and they won't do anything. They won't do anything for the group. I'm not. I'm gonna tell you this, Omega Stretch. I don't necessarily disagree with everything Democrats do, but I find Democrats, ironically, at least in the last 40 years, um, had plans that would have us fiscally better off. Because remember, Jimmy Carter wanted the country to go into solar, ethanol and shit like that back in the day. That would electrical energy back in the day. We would have been a whole lot farther off as a country if they would have did that. I think the Republicans, you know, it's like both sides flipped. Like I think Democrats are betterly fiscally responsible than Republicans, but at the same time, Republicans are closer to family values than Democrats. Democrats' family values is just all fucked up. So and those two things are just they cause too much of a rift. But the compromise is part of the issue. Because since we won't compromise, we're not getting along. If I do this for you, you won't do this for me. Hey, man, I'm bugging. I'm bugging. My bad, fam. You know, and because we doing that type of shit, it's a whole lot. It's a big ass problem. Big ass problem. You know, it's a big problem. Since you don't want to compromise, what we gonna do? Nothing. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just bullshit. And you can't get along with somebody you can't compromise with because then there is no trust there. Because it's not you. It's not like you can come to an agreement where you do this and I do that. I don't like this plan, but since it's our plan, I'm going to roll with it. You know, that becomes a problem. Because now when you roll with it, somebody does what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They do what they want to do, and that's stupid. You know, yeah, yeah, I feel you on that, Omega. I feel you on that. Now, the other thing is, I think one of the reasons we're not getting along because we got people fighting for fun. And Torian, what's happening? We got a whole culture that's fighting for fun. You know, I want to live my best life. That's cool for a teenager, college student. When you're an adult, because the term "living my best life" and even quote unquote the hot girl summer thing, you get too old for that shit. You got to do some real shit at a certain point, right? That too, Edward. We fighting because it's fun too. You know what I'm saying? We fighting. We want to fight to have fun, but we want somebody else to foot the bill when it goes left, and then we fighting each other because it's fun. Getting along is boring. You know exactly, Mr. E. You know we can't. When people talk about we need to build together, we can't build together if we fighting each other about everything. You know, exactly, man. Like, you know, we can't build together if we fighting. No, you know what's the funny part? This is all changing with this nice guy finishing last thing. This is changing, fam. Marcel, what's happening? You know, how sway? Like you're like a lot of people want to live their best life, and they doing all kinds of stuff. Like you gotta admit, like my birthday is in a couple of weeks, and I didn't realize this. I'm about to be 40, and a lot of my friends um, are not probably where they want to be in life because of trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Uh oh. Because of doing too much. Yeah, man, I'm about to be 40. Couple weeks. Oh man, that's my old man, fam. Hey, I was at the gym today, legend. I was at the gym today, and this is what winds up happening in these situations where we fighting, but what are you winning? Like a lot of times we fighting, fun, and we winning absolutely nothing on the back end. You had all this fun in your youth. Now you ain't got shit to show for it. So you fought for fun and wound up with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's all good with me too, Marzel. You know. Oh man, I'm good, dude. I'm good, fam. Man, I'm good. Like it's all a blessing to me. So I can appreciate it. You know. No, look, Mr. E, it's not you only as old as you feel. Cause when I'm stretching, motherfucker, I feel old. I feel 176 before I start lifting and doing cardio. God damn it, I feel like Fred Sanford. You wake up in the morning, your back hurting for no reason. But we keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And even when we fight not to get along, I don't want to get along with you. The men are like this and the women are like this, and I'm never going to do this and I'm never going to do that. Motherfuckers fighting each other and wind up by your goddamn self, and you mad that you by yourself. Nobody loves me. Everybody hurts. Everybody cries sometimes. And that herniated disc shit is a problem. Oh man, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jeremy. I appreciate it. I'm gonna stay safe. 40s the new 30s. Shit, the 30s is the. You know what? If anybody watch Netflix and they see Dion Cole, you know what 40 means? You got 30 more summers, and that's it. That's what that means. I got 30 more summers. I can still outrun a lot of these youngsters too. Oh man, they're like, oh, 43 in February, have fun, man. And a lot of stop moving the goalposts, man. I'm old, goddamn it, fuck all that shit. I'm a good looking 40. I'm just not a beat up looking for it. Oh, you gonna feel good, G5. You gonna feel good, but you gonna start feeling your body too. Like shit that happened to me when I was in high school and college after 30. It's like, damn, I thought that happened. I was like 16 when that shit happened. How did that still hurt? Yeah, that's what's gonna start happening. So I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm gonna tell you, start stretching now. Yeah, shit. But because we're fighting against each other, we're not getting along for dumbass reasons. And then the other part about that is, um, what are we competing against each other? Like, think about this. As a community, black men, black women, and black children are competing against each other to get a piece of America. You know, I feel you on that, T-Ray. We competing against each other. Start jogging. Don't start walking. Start jogging. You know, right? Tell them put this weight on. You gonna find out. You go lower. I don't even squat. I don't even do that no more. I ain't messing up my back. But we competing against each other. Everybody, like, think about it. Go to school, get an education. You don't need no man. Go to school. Go make some money so you could ball on these niggas. Go to school, play sports or whatever, kids, so you don't have to worry about. So you go to school, get an education, so you can get out this house and you never have to come back. So we competing against each other as a fucking family. Man, woman, and child are all at odds with each other. Daddy want to go. I just want to make more money so I can stunt. Mama want to make more money so she don't have to need daddy. Kid don't want to make money so he ain't got to deal with the both of you nutcases. I ain't got to deal with neither one of y'all. Y'all get on my damn nerves. If I make my own money, I ain't got to come back to this house. I'm sick of Thanksgiving with old turkey from other people's houses. I'm gonna buy my own damn turkey. Like that type of shit. You know? And then being silly, but and then one of the issues even past that is this. Anybody ever taken into consideration that since we're competing against each other, we're not getting along and everybody else is competing together? White people are competing together. Asians competing together. Hispanics competing together. Muslims competing together. They all want a piece of American pie. We're competing against each other while everybody else is. And they don't get along. But they get along enough to get a piece of this country. That's the part they do get along on. That's the part they understand very well. You know? Right. Right. Now the other thing is not only do we fight for fun and we fight against each other, we fight against reality. How we fight? Like, you're gonna get too old to do certain things. That's a reality. No, I'm not. Yes, you will. Okay? If you keep putting off, um, if you keep putting off working and committing yourself to a career or anything, here we go with George Macon. Where the king of the Temptations at? You know? But when I say this is the manosphere, tell me, no, it's still the manosphere. But still we fighting against reality. The reality is we the manosphere, we not the ionosphere. That's the part of that we still like women over here. I don't want us to be the ionosphere, but let us be men, but we gonna have some issues. Fine. But we can't fight against reality. We can't fight against reality. This is the part of the problem that I have to deal with just as a black man nowadays. Like, damn, you can't do something negative and expect a positive ending. I'm not MGTOW. Manosphere don't mean you MGTOW. It don't mean you SYSBM. It don't mean you immoral. I don't disagree. I'm not at those cats. I don't hate those cats and nothing like that. But that's not my thing. But even the vast majority of those cats, they still deal with women. They just don't like what's going on in society. That's what it is. But we still can't fight against reality. Like I don't get the fighting reality part. I just don't. You know, uh, you're gonna live, you're gonna die. It sounds stupid when we're kids. I'm gonna live forever. Okay, when you're a kid, you saying it. That's one thing. When you're an adult, I'm gonna live forever. You drinking liquor every day and you smoking cigarettes and you eating bad and you don't work out, but you gonna tell me you gonna live forever. Have you lost your damn mind? Anime, what's good? Like, have you lost your mind? This is no, you fighting against reality. I'm gonna be good looking my whole life. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You know? Oh, here we go. Lisa, you better not be young lady. Or lovely lady. Salute to you, Sacred. Like, it comes a point where, no, you ain't gonna be fine forever, Dana. You look grown. You look like a fine auntie right now. You still fine, but you a fine auntie right now. You know what I'm saying? Don't be acting like that. It look like it. You know what? You about to make me start clowning, Dana. You really don't want that. You look like I might give you a Charlie horse in the bedroom. You know, you might need some Ben Gay, some icy hot, before things get popping. You still fine, but you're fine, aren't you? You know, I'm an uncle. Shit, I ain't got a six pack. I got like a 4.5. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Damn, ain't nobody trying to beat the auntie. No, I mean the auntie. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all got me off topic. Let me tell y'all something about this. The older you get, you gonna appreciate the aunties. The aunties don't play all them goddamn games. You know, the aunties don't. The aunties know if they want a man, they don't want a man. If they want somebody in their bed, or if they want somebody, in their life, the aunties are the people. You can come over, baby, but you can't spend the night. Or you can come over, baby, but I want you to spend the night. The auntie's the one that's gonna make you potato salad and peach cobbler. That's the one that they gonna want to keep you. You know, and if you really want to be honest, the aunties age is the women who are at their quote unquote sexual peak. By the watch them aunties, they might have baby fever though. You know, they may have baby fever. Aunties might not want you to use rubbers. I'm just be honest about that. You know, tell auntie to tell you ain't no good, George. I mean that's true, man. Like some of these older women, they're not. There are a lot of older women who haven't been on dates in a while because when they were younger, they was doing too much. And now that they've calmed down, they might not be able to get a man to marry them, but they want men in their life. Now I will say the women who are aunties that were married before, they can get a man to marry them fast because they know how to be a wife because they was already a wife. Now if the women who weren't ever married, that's harder because of the sacrifice it takes. And it's the same thing with the guys my age. I ain't never been married. Now I've been in situations where I've been the head of household, like with women as far as concerned. I can do that. No, ain't nobody coming in here. What about to say? I've been in those situations, so I know. I have a problem with commitment. I have no problem with providing and protecting. I ain't got no problem with that. But I know guys who are the same way they wanted to be players for life, and then they just aged out the game. You know, never been married, but don't have no kids. Hey, Sacred, do your thing. If you looking for something real, find something real before you had kids. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Find before you had kids, find something real. But a lot of these guys, a lot of these men and women, that's actually the reality of that. Like the older I get, the more I notice that a lot of people ain't ready to be grown. Like and I can tell you this from a fact. You know what I'm saying? Take care, Jermaine. Like I could tell you this from a fact because even me, I had to look at the decisions I made. I mean, I grew up on the West Side, Sacred, so I get it. But you know what? In Chicago, you have a lot of chicks who are really good people. Only problem with Chicago sometimes is the weight issue. You got good looking girls and sweet girls, but they eat too much because in the wintertime, everybody's drinking and eating because they're in the house. They don't really get out and work out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need that. I didn't need to hear that. I just did not need to hear that. You know. Okay, okay. Jamar? What do I mean? Ready to be grown? What I mean is, okay, like even me personally, one day I looked at my retirement, and I looked at the equity in my house, and I was like, damn, I've been making good decisions. But I know a lot of people who, in some ways, hold up, somebody's calling me. This girl don't even, I ain't even gonna worry about it. I know a lot of people. I know of a lot of people. All right, CC, Jeremy. Yeah, I know of a lot of people who don't want to be grown because what winds up happening is, oh, don't sweat it. Yeah, you didn't delete CC for a compliment. Damn. My bad, CC. Uh, hello, you cold, well, you cold. You know, I say a lot of people don't realize, like, I remember when I was in my mid 30s and people was in their mid 30s, like, I'm gonna get a home, blah blah blah. My granddad is like 68, I think. He was talking about, it's time for me to settle down and get a home. You know, and it's like, you too old, granddad. Like, and then people, I'm gonna settle down. I'm gonna be a husband or I'm gonna be a wife, and they too old. Like, because they just started, not as far as the settling down part. They just started thinking about actually being able to work with another human being. Now they want to be grown now. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to have manners when they go out in public. Now they want to treat people with respect. Now they want to give and take. Yeah, Jamal, men age out. Don't ever. Let me tell you something. Even though we talk about women in the war, and I've said this before, men age out of the game too. They age out. Don't let nobody ever lie to you and think they don't. Because now the thing about it is, um, you can get a younger woman if you age well. But don't assume that because you're a man, that's all you need to be. Because it's a lot of guys, and y'all gonna make me say some shit. All right, let me, Jamal, do me one favor. Type in your age group. So I'm gonna give you some advice. Type in your age group, and I'm gonna tell you what's going on. You know, yeah, sacred. Type in your age group, and I'm okay. You 31. You see that I'm 30, but I look 20. Shit. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Okay, you 31 now. You gonna get you some. You can get you a 20 something year old, right? Now, if you get to 40, and you're not even a 40, because there's guys in their 30s right now, mid 30s, who did too much smoking, drinking, and eating, and they have erectile dysfunction. And guess what? The women look at you like, huh, that becomes a problem. It's a lot of guys who are slick talkers and smooth and got a lot of women. But you know what the problem is? They spend so much time being slick talkers, they ain't become men. So now they're not men. They're just slick talk. They're just old ass slick talkers. You know what I'm saying? And then they aged out. Now I went to like one of these Hooters type sports bar. No personal development. But at the same time, there are guys who just money, get paid, get money, get this, get that, get third. Oh man, that's cold. It was 50. Like there are guys who age gracefully and do the thing and can get women. Look at Dr. J. Dr. J is like 60 something. His woman is fine as a mother. But Dr. J is still an active man. Dr. J is still a businessman. People don't realize Dr. J owns one of the biggest Coca-Cola distributing factories in America, I believe. So he's good, you know. But you got to take this into consideration. A lot of these guys are not like that. You know, you see, the older you get, a lot of people are socially awkward. Socially awkward. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do that. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. And guess what winds up happening? You don't know how to talk to nobody. Yeah, so you get what I'm saying, Jamar. You know, you get what I'm saying. Did Dr. J do a porno? What? Dr. J is a basketball player. Julius Erving. Julius Erving. Jesus Christ. You know. Philly. New Jersey Nets. But the Hall of Fame. Well, how G5? You think I would know if Dr. J did a porno? What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? Yeah, don't be a player that play yourself, man. Cynical, what's popping? No, you know, other thing about us not getting along is, you know, part of the yeah, I seen him dunk once, but did you see the porno? It's not gonna happen with me, fam. You know, they had Pornhub back then. But the other thing is, you know, still taking like Timex off the chain. We digital now, player. We digital. Yeah. But what winds up happening is, a lot of us even are not getting along because we're protecting misery. Like, we're not getting rid of miserable people, and we're not getting rid of misery in the aspect of we're not getting dysfunctional shit out of our lives. If it's dysfunctional, we trying to keep it. You know, you want to be miserable. Everybody wants to be miserable. People are fighting to stay miserable. You know. It's just a watch. You know what? It's not. You know what, man? Hey, man, I'm sensitive about my digital watch. Legend, what you doing? Yeah. But a lot of us don't have that situation where we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing because we're protecting misery. Help me understand the difference between a wall for men and a wall for women. Well, okay. I know you playing, Legend. The wall for women is because when she's younger, she's old. She thinks that beauty is gonna last forever. She could be beautiful for a very long time. Like, you know, I was kind of with Dana earlier. Dana's not in her 20s, and I was calling her auntie, but she's fine. She's a beautiful woman, but she's not. She's not the same as she was in her 20s, maybe even in her early 30s. But she's not gonna be viewed the same. So she's going to hit the wall regardless. Like Nicole Murphy is 50, 60 something years old. Angela Bassett is like 60 something years old. Beautiful woman. But she's not going to be looked at the pinnacle of Jada Pinkett Mama. Beautiful woman. But nobody who's younger is looking for that. Dana is old. Hey, Dana's a moderator. She don't let her time your ass out. You know. But for men, you know, it's different as far as that, because men hit the wall because, okay, if you a man and you never improved yourself, you already at the wall. Period. See, men, you hit the wall basically by birth. You know, because you gotta build yourself to be a great man. So until you build yourself to be a great man, you know, you're not doing well. You know, until you become a productive member of society, you're always looked at as less than. And when you become a productive member of society, you're going to be looked at as better, you know. Yeah, as far as, greatness and not, you don't even have to, the thing about that is, you don't have to be great as a man. What you have to be is competent, functional, and reliable. You know, if you good, if you those things, you good. Now the thing about it is, the older you get, you gonna have to have some type of swagger to keep a woman attracted to you. You know, go do your thing, Legend. You know, you yes, self have yourself in a position where you can take care of yourself very much so, and take care of a family. You know, that's what that's about. But if you don't do that, you know, and dress like a rapper, yeah, no, at 40 in the club, yeah, girl, come here, to Uncle L.A.R. Girl, I got you, I got you. No, that shit gonna look whack as a motherfucker. You know, learn a young dance my ass. Fuck around and pull a hamstring trying to do this young ass dance. I ain't doing none of that shit. Me in the car with a shot of whiskey and some goddamn aspirins and an Advil trying to get myself back. Crying on the way home. You know, look like you ain't gotta look like you have money. I think that's overrated. That's making yourself a target. If you look like you have money, that's a target for thoughts. Gold diggers and chicks that want to come up. You know, that's how a lot of players get chicks anyways. What's up, Mr. Punisher? Yeah, JT, that's what I saw what you said. So that's what that's about. Like when people got the chains and the watches and the flat and they used to have the rims and the crazy paint jobs. Yeah, you just peacocking. And Sacred from Chicago, you know this. You keep peacocking enough, your ass gonna get robbed. Go out and want to show off and show everything your ass got, show everything you got off. Your ass getting robbed. Fuck the bullshit. You gonna come up off that shit. You know. Oh yeah, I told you I was on the west side. I ain't the dog. No, you playing that. You know, you don't play that. Be reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Be reasonable. You don't have to be flashy. Just be reasonable. You know. Oh, he had to dodge dart, like almost like Cole had the Pacers. You know, run all that. He exactly run all that shit. You know, and I see guys when I go out now. There's a dude I went out to get some wings a couple of days ago. And the dude was talking to the waitress, and when I gave him my debit card, I saw he tried to look at it, and I'm just looking at his ass like, if you even try to memorize my card and take a picture of it while we in this establishment, I'm gonna get the bank to cancel that shit, and I'm gonna break your motherfucking face the next time I see you, cause I got a good look at him. I was just staring at him the whole time, like, okay, keep playing with me, keep playing with me. And he got uncomfortable, cause he knew I was looking at him like that, you know. But you know, the other thing about the topic per se is we need to, you know, why can't we having a hard time getting along? A friend of mine that married a single mom, blue pilled. I want him still to support him, but I want to inform him about the man. You know what's the funny thing about that? Like, I'm not really into the pills per se, but you got to go through those situations, man. Like he might, you know, if that situation goes bad, then he might be quote unquote red pill. You know, a lot of people like myself don't assume like a person like all the red pill guys. Don't assume them guys wasn't simps or tricks or got played before. They had to learn it somewhere. I've been a simp before. I've been a trick before. I've got played before. I've been a Mr. Nice Guy who a girl screwed over before. I've been a dude that I'm gonna treat you like a bitch and you gonna love me for that. I've been all of those things. It was a process. You know what I'm saying? So don't assume, you know, that, yeah, I mean, we were raised to be, we were always raised to do right by girls, even as kids. You got, yeah, they do have faking it, wearing other guys' stuff. Man, I don't know about wearing other guys' stuff. I mean, I don't think that, you know, and I can't say that because in college, I remember I had roommates who wanted to wear my stuff, and even my younger cousin would try to go in my closet and get my clothes. And I'd be like, say, dog, we men, we don't do that shit. I don't know what the fuck. And in college, there's one time I learned very early. One of my friends, two of my friends borrowed. One of them borrowed a pair of boots, and one of them borrowed a jersey. The boots looked like he dragged my motherfucking boots on the concrete by the toe the whole night. And then he bought himself another pair of boots that was the exact same pair. Mine was all fucked up. And the dude with the jersey, I don't know how he did this. It was like he never took a shower ever. It was a white football jersey. He had the whole collar brown from sweat and dirt. Nigga, I couldn't even bleach that shit out of it. No, men don't share clothes. I was mad as a motherfucker back then. You know? And I was a teenager back then. But as a grown man, you ever try to go in my closet. Well, I take that back, Miss Price. Men do share clothes because the women in my life try to steal my fucking socks, t-shirts, shorts, hoodies, all the goddamn time. All the time. It make no damn sense. I grew up. You grew up. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Like when people is in different environments, you get along differently. People don't understand that. Like there's different environments, people get along in a different way. Another thing is just no respect. You went solo from the side. Ain't nobody came to see you, George. God damn it. Still waters run deep. I'm out the group. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Yeah, Yeah, it ain't good to you, man. I hate that shit, Miss Price. I hate that shit. Especially my good shit. Women have a tendency, for all you men who haven't had this experience on a regular, women have a tendency to steal your favorite shit. The shit that you like, your favorite shirt, your favorite shorts, your favorite socks. The dress shirt that's the flyest one that they got the nice, but and I do not like women wearing my motherfucking clothes, hats. She'd have makeup and she'd take a hat and put the shit over. Then you got makeup in the rim of your hat. This shit is fucked up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. But I will say that, but I like women with bodies. So if a woman if a woman take my shorts or jogging pants, her her ass is just gonna stretch them shits out. And I'll be like, well, you gotta keep them now. I like to see you wear them, but you gotta keep them now. I'm not wearing that shit again. Because next time I put it on, the ass is all the way out to next week somewhere. I can't wear that shit no more. Why you can't sleep in the wife beater? Whatever. I don't even wear white beaters. So I don't even have to worry about that. See, hey, everybody know. Anybody got women in their life, they know this shit. The only thing, let me see. They never took my petticoats. They never took now I can't say they never took my jackets. Certain jackets they took, certain ones they didn't. My hats, Jesus Christ. Hats and dreads, he was all swole. But spoke very intellect. Yeah, I mean, the thing about that shit, I've had my fun, I'm ready to settle down. What do you think she really... That's exactly what she means. She had her fun, she ready to settle down. That means I done too much. Like, unfortunately, women have been taught to think they were guys. Go sow your royal oats and then when you're done, find a man. The problem is... See, let me tell you, let me be, okay. Everybody is going to run the streets when they're young. Everybody is going to have multiple partners. I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of people. Everybody's going to be a little fast, a little thought, a little hoe, men and women. And there's nothing wrong with saying I want to settle down after that. The problem is this. A lot of people was a hoe and they don't know how to not be a hoe even when they settle down. So they're really not built for relationships because they've been hooking up their whole life and they don't know how to handle a relationship. So they treat a relationship the same way they did their whole phase. That's all that is. That's all that is. That's why when you getting people and they just, they need all this excitement and do this, do that, try to keep me, try to woo me. That's because they still a hoe at heart. They still need attention. They still in the streets at heart. They still in the nightlife at heart. They never got out of that shit. See, a lot of people say they want to settle down, but they don't settle down from the wanting attention from everybody. They just want to be quote unquote in a monogamous relationship at that point. You know what I'm saying? That's all that shit really is. Because even when you get with people like that, you'll notice they want to be seen by everybody else and do all this and do that and be around everybody else and do this and do that. That's what it is. Tony, man, what's happening, fam? I'm about to get the fuck out of here. I didn't realize I was on here for an hour. But one of the reasons we're not getting along is because we don't respect each other. And we got to respect each other. Treat each other properly, respect each other. If we don't respect each other, we fucking up. I mean, you could take her serious, but she got to take herself serious, Jamal. She got to take herself serious. Like just men and women, you see the minute you say you make a change, you actually make a change. A lot of us are trying to make a change. We're trying to say we make a change and we're not doing nothing different. You know, if you're gonna make a change, actually make a change. Be a different. Be different. Be the person you said you wanted to be. I got the Goldman's price. I got stuff I need to do. You know, thoughts are. I mean, smoke. Sacred thoughts ain't really practice. Thoughts are just sex toys. You can't practice a relationship with a thought. Nothing. All you can do is practice sex. That's it. Practice sex. And a lot of people ain't even good at sex. And y'all gonna find that out as you get older. A lot of people been chasing sex their whole life and they're not good at it. A lot of women aren't good at sex. You know, and a lot of women complain that men aren't good at sex. And you're gonna find this out the older you get. Because if you're good at sex, people won't come back to you. People gonna want to have sex with you again. I don't, you know, you could have had sex with them a couple of times. A year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 5 years later, they're gonna want to come back to you. And that because if you actually was good in bed, they're not gonna get that on a regular basis. A lot of people in relationships right now, why? Just because of sex. That's it. That's all it. A lot of people cheat on people because of sex, and a lot of people don't realize one of the reasons why these relationships go down when they bring up sex is because there is no intimacy because you acting a fool in a relationship. So the person isn't as into you as they once were, so they ain't into you sexually like they once were. And you until that changes, until there's intimacy, the sex won't be good. There's a difference between having sex and making love. Having sex, you know, you might it be all right. You know, you might get a great orgasm. Making love, that's a different experience. But to make love, you got to actually have a loving relationship. What's up, Jado? To make love, you gotta have you actually gotta have a functional relationship where both of you two are together, putting it to Jamar. What's going on? They putting it to y'all putting it together. You doing for each other. You want to see each other happy. You try to make each other happy, and then you love each other because you're doing you both know y'all down for each other. So y'all trying to please each other. Right, mutual emotional investment. Y'all trying to please each other, and when y'all trying to please each other, oh, hold up. And when y'all trying to please each other, that's what makes the sex better. A lot of times, what winds up happening is, hold up. God dog it. God dog it. I can't get. I'm gonna figure it out. Mr. Punisher, what's happening? Yeah, exactly. A good person is considered a person that does good when no one is looking. That's a great point. But it's a mutual investment in this where if you do it for them and they do it for you, y'all in it together. You trying to please the other person. A lot of times, men and women aren't good at sex in a single life because you have no intentions of pleasing that other person because you really don't know them. You just saw them as somebody that was attracted to you and made you horny. You wanted to hit it, but you have no idea trying to please that person. You never take the time to see what makes them go, oh, what was like, oh yeah, I like that. You know? Hold up. Come on, come on. Why is this shit not doing this for me? But that's part of the issue. God damn. I don't know what's going on with this shit. There we go. There we go. I I act like an asshole to keep people away from me. So, no, if you act like an asshole, people won't gonna like you. Tony, what's happening? Right, no economics. I talked about economics and unity earlier, Tony. I was talking about that earlier, fam. I was talking about that earlier. That was actually in the beginning parts of this stuff. We need to worry about family. We need to worry about finances. You know, we need to know where each other are going. Politics, agenda. We need to compromise with each other. You know, that all that stuff I was speaking about earlier, fam. Just so you know, it just came to this part. You know, but he said, I want to take it against the wall, the kitchen, roll around the trial position. You got it, sister. You got it, sister. Like, that's the thing that's going on. A lot of people don't realize. So, you know, a lot of this overly sex part, there's no romance. There's no romance in the sex life. And a lot of times, and I realize this, and I'm going to say something, because I live in Houston, It's a lot of some girls go. I've been around chicks that go both ways for a very long time because I've been here since 2000. A lot of time, women quote unquote like other women because of the vulnerability and quote unquote the romance and the intimacy that they feel like they can be vulnerable with a woman and she can't really destroy or beat her ass type thing. But on the flip side of that, when they're with a man, and a man's romantic, they can't. Oh, but what's up, man? You know, you they can't handle that either. So a lot, and the reason I'm saying that because I didn't realize that because of the rhetoric of feminism and the rhetoric of women not needing a man, women, straight women, bisexual women, and lesbian women actually have the exact same ideology about men. They actually have the exact same ideology about men. And you come to find out that that becomes a problem. Yeah, yeah, I know. That becomes a problem as far as relationships and intimacy because what you come to find out is that it's been built to be skeptical and hate men. And I might have to do a live on this one day. Not that, but this idea that a lot of modern day women don't understand that they are the bad men from back in the day. So the man that's always cheating, he back in the day he cheated on my grandmama and he abused her and he used her. A lot of those women who say that, who have these feminist tendencies now, they are the exact same way that they would say that those men were back in the day with that narrative. And a lot of them don't realize that. So a lot of what's going to happen is society's going to flip on their ass, but they don't see it coming. You know, they don't see it coming. What's up, dog? You man, what's happening? Like they don't see that shit coming. Like they just and because even being on YouTube long enough, I've learned every time a woman say, "Well, prove it to me. Show me an example. Show me facts." Guys, without fail, if women say women aren't doing certain things, there's a woman on social media in the next week that's gonna do the very same thing these guys was talking about, and then it's like, oh shit, we do that. It's like, yeah, and you do it so much. People film you doing it now. They film you doing it now. And you're comfortable with it. And when they realize that it's on film and how people are acting on film, it's like they too comfortable doing it. Ladies even understand they're too comfortable doing this on film. That means they've done this numerous times, which becomes a problem. Big problem. So I didn't realize this, but it's almost 5. I got some things I got to do. Even though I'm off today, I made some plans. So I thank y'all for rocking with me. I hope this was, I hope I said some things that y'all understood and y'all connected with. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.